This is Logically Offensive, the podcast, your favorite podcast in the whole wide world. I'm still your host, Chad Elliott, as usual, and thank you for joining us, man. Today is February 17th, 2020, President's Day. We're 3 days removed from Valentine's Day, so that means love is still in the air. Cupids are still flying around, shooting people with bows and arrows, and love, my friends, is still floating around. So it's a good day to be alive, man. We're going to get this podcast rolling. Dude, I remember when I was a little kid, I used to fucking love Valentine's Day, bro. For real. Because it was that free pass when you got to drop some hints to a little shawty that you was crushing on in the back of class or in the front of the class or wherever the fuck she sat, but you were just too scared to say anything to her. Because, you know, in fourth grade, your nutties hadn't dropped yet, so you're still a little nervous to holler at shawty. But you know what? I never noticed this, and I really never thought about it. Valentine's Day, actually, for kids, is gay as fuck. It's gay as fuck, man. The other day, my son asked me, could I get him some cards, you know, the Valentine's Day cards and candies, so he could hand them out in class like we used to do. But then I started thinking, there are no, that I know of, unless I'm tripping, there are no gender-specific Valentine's Day card. They all just say Happy Valentine's Day with a naked cherub or some shit on it, or Be Mine. Even the NBA fucking themed cards, there's like Steph Curry shooting a three-pointer. It's like, you're a 10. It says you're a 10 on it. Then I started questioning myself. When I was a kid, how did I do this? How did I get away with this? Was I actually part of this gay agenda? Because I remember handing out the V-Day cards to every single kid in my class, boys and girls. And I can't remember what the fuck I was giving to the boys. Was I part of this gay shit, man? I just know that this shit got me feeling some kind of way now with my son. So it started making me think. And he's probably too young to even realize it. But the last thing I need or want is my little man, my little king, handing out the V-Day cards to someone who really is a real fruit boy, irregular little twink. And that little fucker takes it the wrong way. So at recess or some shit, then he comes up to my son talking about, hey, you think I'm a 10, huh? Hey, fuck that noise, little fag. Get the fuck out of here, Twinkie boy. But yeah, man, Valentine's Day is a special day. It's a special holiday where you get to appreciate one another, show love to one another because love is in the air. Cupid is up there in the sky, up there in the clouds, sitting on a cloud right now with his fucking bow and arrow, just looking down, ready to spread that love. He ready to make it rain and spread that love to all you bastards. So hopefully you guys had a good Valentine's Day. Today's President's Day. I don't know what the fuck we're supposed to do on President's Day other than not go to work. So I love that, but I usually have Mondays off anyway. So it's just basically a normal day for me. I'm not really thinking about George Washington or President Lincoln or any of the rest of those fucking guys because me just chilling. You know, last week on the pod, I forgot to mention how my Super Bowl picks went awry. Usually I'm a reliable, dependable source when it comes to sports betting. In this case, I completely fucked it up, bro. I told all you guys to go for the 49ers. I told you guys that the Niners were going to pull it off. And I also told you guys it was going to be a high-scoring game, so bet the over. Both of these things I got wrong, so I'd like to apologize. It's not my style. It's not my character to be getting fucking NFL or sports gambling wrong. With that being said, I don't know why the fucking 49ers got away from the run game because they were definitely handling the Chiefs early on with the run game. They got away from it in the second half, and it cost them their fucking ass. So congratulations, the Kansas City Chiefs, man. And also congratulations to the best quarterback in the NFL, the new face of the NFL, Patrick Mahomes. Speaking of Patrick Mahomes, I made a video about my son, Jaylen Elliott. And it's a Jaylen Elliott versus Patrick Mahomes YouTube video. Go check that shit out, bro. And what I wanted to do was just show how dynamic and talented and athletic and beastie my fucking son is at a quarterback position. And what I did was I took Patrick Mahomes' highlights when he was in high school, and then I put my son's highlights because he's still in high school, and I just put them back to back. A play of Patrick Mahomes, a play of my son, back to back to back, so you could really get an idea of what my fucking son's level and abilities are. And the crazy thing about it is the video that I posted, those are my son's sophomore and junior highlights. Hold on, got a phone call. Fucking up me pod. Let's see who it is. All right, I'm back. These fucking people need to know better that when Chambo's recording his podcast, don't be calling fucking up the flow. You guys know, don't be calling me while I'm recording my pod because you're going to be fucking up the flow. Anyway, the video I posted on my son is his sophomore and junior highlights versus Patrick Mahomes highlights, which makes it even more crazy that my son looks fucking better at that at an earlier age than Patrick Mahomes looked as a senior. So anyway, go check that out. Let me know what you think and leave a fucking comment or two. Or just like it and subscribe, man, because I don't know. I used to have a different YouTube account called The Atheist Killer, and that shit was kind of popping. And I had a few more subscribers and a lot of likes on some of my videos and shit, but I forgot what the password is, so I couldn't get into it. So I just started a new one, which is the Logically Offensive fucking YouTube channel. So go on there and check that out. Check all my videos out. Yeah. So what else, man? Did you guys see this video of the lady who was talking shit to the Asian man on the fucking train or the subway? Someone asked her to turn down her phone and she just loses her damn mind. She starts cussing at the Asian man, telling him to kiss her ass, telling him he needs to shut the fuck up. She's getting all up in his face. She's telling him go back to his country. Huh? Then she's telling him that he eats dog. All kind of disrespectful, racist, outlandish shit, right? If you haven't seen it, go check it out. But anyway, this reminded me of a video that I did on YouTube about white privilege. Now, I do believe white privilege does exist, but so do a number of other privileges that are afforded to other groups and different kinds of people. So, for example, a so-called white person cannot get away with this same type of extreme blatant racism on a multiracial train for the same extended period of time like this lady was, without being shouted down or even worse, fucking beaten or some shit. But because she's black, because she's a so-called black, she was afforded this privilege while the entire train is quiet and lets her spew her fucking ignorance. It's like we all just be quiet and sit down and let her do her thing because no one wants to stand up to her or say nothing, so she's afforded this privilege. The point is, fuckers, everyone has certain privileges in certain circumstances. So yeah, white privilege does exist, but so does fucking black privilege, Asian privilege, short privilege, tall privilege, short privilege, fat privilege, all kind of fucking privileges, man. Smart privileges, privileges for dumbasses. Let's just keep it real, okay? And don't be one of those people that be like, white privilege don't exist. Hey, asshole, yes, it fucking does. Yes, it fucking does. Let's keep this podcast rolling, dude. Where are we at, actually? Oh, I'm going to be introducing, just to let you guys know if you haven't already found out, I'm going to be introducing a new segment on this podcast. And this week's going to be the first time that you hear about it. It's going to be called Pass the Mic, where I pass the mic to my boy Goat Milk, or we just sometimes just call him Goat. And we let him do his thing for a little bit, let him talk about some shit, different topics, and just let him rant. I think we'll probably do that a little bit later on the show, but I don't know when. Maybe after the news or some shit. Either way, you get a chance to hear my boy Goat go in and see if he's worthy of keeping him around on the show or not, man. Hey, Amber Rose, you's a bitch. Besides being a bitch and liking all the black peeps, and being a whore, Amber Rose got a new tattoo on her forehead. Have you guys seen this shit? The tattoo that she got on her forehead across the hairline says Slash and Bash, which is her son Sebastian's nickname, apparently. And I'm all for face tattoos because me got a couple myself. But let me say this. If my mom had my name or my nickname tattooed on her forehead, I'd be like, hey, my mom's a psycho. Just straight up. I'm just going to keep it 100. Hey, if your mom got your nickname tattooed on her forehead, your mommy is psycho. Okay? What type of bitch does this, right? She clearly got mental illness, and you can see that from all of her other past transgressions and her past behaviors and actions and all that shit. We already knew she was fucking had some screws loose, right? But now it's just confirmed. So congratulations, Amber Rose, for making your son think that you're a fucking loony bin. So hopefully you guys got a chance to watch the NBA All-Star game this past weekend and the slam dunk contest. That shit was probably the most poppin' NBA All-Star game and slam dunk contest that I have seen or witnessed in a long ass time. First of all, shout out the NBA for allowing Team LeBron to wear number 2 and in memory of Gigi, and shout out to the NBA again for allowing Giannis's team to wear number 24 to remember Kobe. And also shout out the NBA for now having the MVP of the All-Star game. That trophy will now be called the Kobe Bryant Award. So shout out the NBA, man, just for keeping it real, man, and for doing their thing and doing their part to remember the legend himself, Kobe Bryant, and his daughter. With that being said, bro, if you missed the NBA All-Star game, you're fucking tripping. That shit, bro, was crazy. the competitive fire that these guys had, I mean, they were out there really getting it. They were yelling at the referees. They were sweating. They were trying to win. And the shit was so competitive. Watching the best basketball players on earth and some of the best athletes on earth go at each other. And actually, they went at each other the whole fourth quarter pretty much, which was amazing because you never get to see this in an all-star game. They just usually throwing alley-oops to each other and shit all game. And then maybe if you're lucky for the last like minute, 30 seconds, they'll try to win the game and they'll try hard. But this all-star game, I swear to you, the entire last fourth quarter was competitive. And the way they did it, the way they structured the game with no time clock was amazing. So I think they need to keep doing that shit. What they did was they didn't have a game clock. And so what they did was each team was playing to 157 points. And whatever team made it to 157 points first would win the game. And the way they did that, they need to keep doing that shit because I think that added a new level, a new dimension, and a new dynamic to the All-Star game that we've never had before. And I don't know if it was just that or what it was. Maybe it was the passing of Kobe that had everybody wanted to play hard. But I don't know, man. But we need to keep that shit going like that every year. And then the NBA All-Star game is going to be litty like a titty. Also, hey, a lot of people were saying that the slam dunk contest was a robbery. No, it's not. They were saying that Aaron Gordon should have won the dunk contest, and I vehemently disagree with that because if you go back and watch it, clearly Aaron Gordon did not jump over the 7'5" Taco. He tried to jump over him, and also while he was trying, he also cheated because he pushed the ball off the back of Taco's fucking shoulders and neck to give himself an extra boost. Because he knew his vert couldn't get him over it alone. So he fucking cheated to help himself boost himself over Taco. And even with that, he still did not make it. He landed on the back of Taco's fucking head. And the dunk looked retarded as fuck to me. Now, everybody was saying, oh, Aaron Gordon was robbed. He should have won the dunk contest. He dunked over Taco. No, he didn't. Go back and watch the tape. Okay? No, he didn't. Now, if you go back and watch the other dude go between the legs, or what did he do? Well, he went between his legs a few times, but I think the last dunk, he did some like a windmill or some shit, maybe for like 1 foot inside the foul line. I don't know, but whatever. That dude is the best dunker on the planet, hands down, period. Aaron Gordon was robbed back in 2016, I think it was. I thought for sure he won that dunk contest, but this one, nah, dude. Aaron Gordon was not robbed, so you guys need to calm down with that bullshit. You know what I didn't know, dude? Less than 25% of STEM jobs in America are filled by women. This is crazy. It's horrible, dude. If you didn't know, STEM is an acronym that stands for Science, Technology, Education, and Mathematics. And how can it be so that women only make up less than 25% of those jobs, dude? What is going on, man? And I don't know if it's because they feel like they can't make it in those industries or whatever. And we've set up these boundaries so they feel like that it's like unachievable to them for some reason. I don't know what it is, but women, bro, so fucking smart, so fucking talented, so intellectual, dude. So, I mean, problem solvers, kind, loving, good spirit, good heart. I mean, everything. I mean, women, dude, why do we not have more women in these positions? I always tell my daughter, I'm like, hey, man. Hey, baby, when you grow up, I want you to be a scientist. When you grow up, I want you to go to the moon and be an astronaut. That's what I want my baby to do. I don't want to be one of these chicks on Instagram twerking. And maybe that's what it is. Like the new generation is just fucking everything up. They want some internet clout. Like, you know, they want to see how many likes they can get instead of trying to figure out like a new fucking finding in biology or something, you know? It's just sad, dude. So anyway, hey, women. You got my support, okay? I love all my women out there. Let's get it together and let's get you guys in those STEM jobs because obviously the disparity of men, more than 75% of those jobs are taken up by men. Hey, we need to get some more women in there. So women, get out there and remind everybody how fucking brilliant and wonderful and smart you guys are and take some of these jobs back, okay? Take some of these jobs from these goddamn stinky ass men. So this past week, did you guys see the internet go crazy with that broom stuff? Making people think that the brooms could stand up, and they were claiming it was because that there was some abnormal gravitational pull. And people are such guppies, bro. I knew as soon as I saw it, I was like, this is fake. Because I knew that brooms could stand up on their own. And it's hard to believe that it's really ridiculous and surprising that grown-ups are so gullible. And the internet allows us to see into that world because before the internet, you didn't know. that the world was basically just filled with dumbasses. But now the world has allowed us through social media, like when someone posts a video, the amount of people that think it's fucking real. Can you believe that adults believe that shit was real? Probably why 95% of religions exist. Just saying. Ignorant people getting tricked all the time, man. Speaking of videos, did you guys see that stripper fall like 30 feet? The bitch hit the ground. She was like way up high on the pole and she fell to the ground, dude. And I was like, oh, she's dead. But nope, not dead. Hey, she not dead. Nope. Strippers got 9 lives. Apparently, strips got the 9 lives. She's so ratchet, as soon as she hit the ground, the little hoe didn't skip a beat. Nope, stayed right on track and just kept on twerking, man. She just kept on shaking that derriere. And this is how you know that the Lord is coming back soon. This is how you know that the Lordy Lord is coming back soon, man. Standing brooms up and falling hoes. That's a clear sign Jesus is on his way, man. I think it even says in Revelation somewhere, Revelation 25:6, standing brooms, falling hoes. Pour that sugar on your boy. I watched the first 2 parts of this new Malcom X Netflix documentary the other day. I don't know if you guys have seen it. Actually, nope, not true. I watched the whole thing, just remembered. And just let me say, first of all, fuck Malcolm X. And if you don't like it, get off this podcast. If you don't like it, bro, suck me fucking balls. Malcolm X was a bitch, and whoever don't like it, oh well. Malcolm X basically was so angry at Whitey that he tried to divide people and start a movement founded on hatred and blatant ignorance, man. He was a racist piece of shit and felt like stereotyping entire groups of people for the errors of some, which is fucking racist, man. Someone should have taught this dumbass about the Civil War and the fact that if it wasn't for some white people, that he never would even have been allowed to have a fucking platform that he was afforded in the first place. And what particularly struck a chord with me was that he thought so-called blacks were superior, and he regularly preached about white people in profane, derogatory manners, and me don't like that. You gonna talk the shit, then me gonna talk the shit back. Secondly, come to find out, not only was he a racist piece of shit, but he also loved being a criminal, man. He's in prison for a host of crimes, things including, but not limited to, bringing women into prostitution. Let me say that again. He was in prison and he did a host of crimes, not limited to things such as bringing women into prostitution. Now, I don't know about you, but I never needed anyone to teach me that prostitution was wrong. I didn't need to meet some old man with a beard or an old man with a fucking hat with a moon and a sun and some stars on it to teach me to understand basically what moral tenets are and what morality is. This shows that Malcolm X was a crooked person at his core and never truly respected black women at all. Because if he did, then he wouldn't have needed someone to tell him, stop hoeing out your own people. It wasn't until this old dude had to tell you that lifestyle was wrong, and then he was like, okay, now I understand. It wasn't until he was taught that they had value to stop treating them like meat, man. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad. First of all, ain't nothing honorable about you. You's a clown too. And how about this? Clout chasing. This is really why the NOI and the FOI wanted to kill his fucking ass. He was an egomaniac, dude. He was an egomaniac, fucking media attention whore. He wanted the fame. He wanted attention. He wanted notoriety. He basked in the spotlight, and he wanted it to all be about him and his principles all the time, rather than get on board with his fucking team, with his group, with the program at the NOI, and follow what his master and his leader, the General Elijah Muhammad, said to do. He wouldn't listen. So that's what you get. You get kicked out, buddy, and then it's over for you. And how about this, man? The entire premise of the show is to find Malcolm X's real killer. Who really killed Malcolm X? Oh, it's this big-ass mystery. No, it's fucking not, okay? It's no big mystery because, first of all, at the scene of the crime, they caught one of the dudes who had a gun and who was part of it, who actually helped do it. So the guy's name they caught, I believe his name was Thomas Hagen, and he and two other guys got sentenced for this crime and convicted of this crime. Now, Hagen always said that the other two guys had nothing to do with it, that they were not from the same mosque, and that they just had nothing to do with the crime. Now, on top of that, what Hagen also did was he wrote down a list of the people who were part of it. He gave a description and the names of every single person that were part of it, what they looked like, what gun they were holding, etc. What mosque they were from, because they were all from Mosque 25 in Newark, New Jersey. Now, this Netflix special want to make it out like this big, huge mystery. Who killed Malcolm X? All you needed to do was look at the paper and see the names of the guys who Hagen said was with them, and figure out which guy he said was holding the shotgun, because later it came out that the shotgun blast is the fatal shot that killed Malcolm X. And then we could have just ended it right there. We didn't need a goddamn Netflix special on this. It doesn't take a rocket scientist, bro. And then at the very end of the Netflix special, it comes out and you find out that the guy who Hagen listed as the guy carrying the shotgun was the guy that ultimately they find and they say he is the one that did it. But we have to go through all this shit. All we need to do is look at the goddamn paper of what Hagen said, and that's it. Okay. Also, on top of that, let me say, fuck Muhammad Ali. He's another racist that I don't like. And if you're a racist piece of shit, and if you're a racist piece of shit and you think that you're a racist superior, well, guess what? Then Chambo got a problem with you.
I've been telling girls 4th grade and Mr. Noel. We leave this bathroom, look, no kissing and telling. Still bragging to they friends.
Girl, I done been with a felon.
Bitch, still a can.
At least keep it down with the yelling. I ain't gotta tell another record. I'm set up for life. If I'm in the club, I'm at the bar, I'm next to your wife.
Let's keep this podcast rolling, man. Up next, we got our news segment of the show, and we got some crazy shit that's been going on in the news. A mysterious radio signal from space has been repeating every 16 days. This article is from CNN.com. It says, mysterious radio signals from space have been known to repeat, but for the first time, researchers have noticed a pattern in a series of bursts coming from a singular source 500 million light years from Earth. First radio bursts are millisecond-long bursts of radio waves in space. Individual radio bursts emit once and don't repeat, but repeating fast radio bursts are known to send out short, energetic radio waves multiple times, and usually when they repeat, it's sporadic or in a cluster, according to previous observations. Between September 16, 2018 and October 30th, 2019, researchers with the Canadian Hydrogen Intensity Mapping Experiment Fast Radio Burst Project Collaboration, try to say that 10 times fast, detected a pattern in bursts occurring every 16 days. Over the course of 4 days, the signal would release a burst or two each hour. Then it would go silent for another 12 days. Now, I don't know about the rest of you guys, but to me, this story is wild as fuck. This story really blows my mind, because if it's not something intelligent, if it's not an intelligent life form or something sending out this transmission, these radio waves, then what is it and why is it reoccurring exactly the same every 16 days and has been doing it for a long period of time? What could it be? And it's coming from a single source. It's not random. It doesn't happen like every 18 days and then it happens again in 23 days. It happens every 16 I think it was like 16.25 days. And it's been doing this steadily for how long? Let me see. Let me go back and click it. Between October 16, 2018 and October 30th, 2019. So for like a year, it's been doing this shit. What the fuck is going on, guys? Now, if you're a theistic essentialist, you believe that there probably is life out there in the universe, because just look at our planet. Look at the diversity on our planet, the different life forms and different species and different type of shit that's just going on here in our little bubble, just here on our little planet. You can go into the rainforest and see some wild shit. You can go at the bottom of the ocean and see some wild shit. You can go up to Antarctica. You could go anywhere on the planet and see some wild, crazy shit that you'd be like, yo, I didn't even know this existed here on Earth. So in my mind, there would be no reason to assume that there is no other life forms out there. If the environment is permissible, why would there not be? Why would we not assume that there isn't life on other planets? The sad thing really, though, is that when you start talking about the possibility of these things, is that people look at you like a lunatic. And those same people that look at you like a lunatic are the same people that believe that a man lived inside a fish, okay? Those are the same people that believe a woman thousands of years ago ate a piece of fruit and now kids get cancer, okay? They believe in a talking snake, okay? So calm down, guys. I do believe that there is some type of life out there, and eventually we're going to come in contact with it. I don't know if it's today. I don't know if it's this 16-day signal that's trying to reach us. I don't know what it is, but at some point in time, we are going to encounter some other life form, some intelligent life, some alien life, and we better just fucking hope. We better count our lucky stars, and we better fucking hope that they're nice. We better hope that they want to kill us and don't want to eat us, because if they do, we's in big trouble. We's in the big trouble. So shout out to all my aliens out there. If you guys are trying to reach us every 16 days, just know that Chambo and the Logically Offensive podcast, we're already gearing up our rocket ship to come see you guys. So we ain't got no beef with you. We like you guys. And all my Martians and everybody who listens to this podcast, we like you guys. We on the same fucking team. We don't like these fucking twinks. We don't like these irregulars, the tranny Ramirez's and all the rest of these weird fuckers down here. You can get after all them guys, but don't get after us, because we the normal ones, okay? Did you guys see this story in the news the other day? A fucking man and a woman met on a dating app, and then he robbed a bank on their very first day, and he forced her to be the getaway driver. You thought your Valentine's Day was bad, huh? You thought that your first fucking date was bad. Check this shit out, man. A Massachusetts woman became an unexpected getaway driver after a man she met on a dating app robbed a bank on their very first date. Christopher Castillo pled guilty this week to armed robbery and 3 counts of assault and battery on a police officer, all committed on their very first date, December 5th, 2016, according to the Bristol County District Attorney's Office. Castillo was sentenced to 3 years in state prison for the robbery, plus 2 years in the Bristol County House of Corrections for violently struggling against and spitting on police who tried to subdue him, according to the District Attorney's Office. The woman wasn't charged. However, she says it was the worst date ever. If that wasn't punishment enough, right? She didn't need to go to jail. She just got to have the worst date ever. Dude, could you imagine? Go on Tinder. You go on the Tind, and then you go on a date, and first thing you do, hey, where you want to go on a date? Want to go out to dinner? Want to go to the moves? Nah, bitch, we ain't doing none of that. What we about to do is we about to go rob a bank, shawty.
To all the teachers that told me I never amount to nothing. To all the people that lived above the buildings that I was hustling from that called the police on me when I was just trying to make some money to feed my daughter. And all the niggas in the struggle, you know what I'm saying? It's all good, baby. It was all a dream. I used to read Word Up magazine, Salt and Pepper and Heavy D up in the lemons.
What else happened this What else happened in this week? What else happened this week in the news? Former Empire actor, the irregular racist rainbow lying fuck, Jussie Smollet, he got indicted again in Chicago this week. And yeah, dude, by a grand jury in the Chi-Town, man. Former Empire actor Little Jussie Smollet, little gay-ass Jussie, was indicted Tuesday by a grand jury in Chicago after a special prosecutor reinvestigated allegations that he falsely reported being the victim of a January 2019 hate crime attack where he was clearly fucking lying, says everyone in the world. Smollett, 37, was indicted on 6 counts of disorderly conduct related to making 4 separate false reports to Chicago police officers, claiming he was the victim of a hate crime while knowing he was not the victim of a hate crime. Special Prosecutor Dan Webb said in a statement on Tuesday, "Hey, I'm about tired of this Jussie Smollett character, and everybody in the world knows he's fucking lying, so let's just get on with it. Let's just get fucking on with it and sentence this dude, okay? I'm tired of playing these little fucking reindeer games. If this curly head fucking guy, this curly haired little twink, just don't get sent to jail already, I'm going to have a problem because me tired of seeing him, okay? So see you later, Jussie. It's about time that you pay the piper." Hey, did you guys see this last week? That poor little girl, man. There's this lady, there's a video I saw, it's a lady, and her ex is dropping off their daughter. So there's a dude and a lady, and they have a daughter. Well, the dude apparently took the daughter to go get her hair done, and the daughter's all happy. She's all feeling like she's beautiful, like a little princess. She has beads in her hair. She's all happy. And I'm guessing that it was the dad's day to have the daughter or some shit. So the dad takes the daughter back to the mama, who they're no longer together. He drops the daughter off back with the mama, and he starts recording. And the mama loses her fucking mind. She starts cussing. This is my baby. I'll do my baby's fucking hair. And you know what she does, man? She pulls out some scissors and cuts her baby's hair. Now, how could you do this? Not only how could you mangle your own baby's hair, but how could you hurt her feelings in such a horrific manner that's going to leave a lasting impression with her for her whole life? I mean, clearly she was happy that she had her hair done and she felt like she was pretty and she liked it and she was all excited probably to show her mommy. And then she shows up and you as the mommy, the piece of shit, the one that's actually supposed to be the one that she can rely on and count on to be stable and that she could feel safe with, pulls out scissors and loses her fucking mind all because she's mad. Because she's mad that the dad took her to get her hair done when she could have did it herself. All this bitch is doing is she's just trying to, actually all she's doing, bro, she's just angry at the dude. She's probably angry that they're not together no more. And she's just acting out because she herself is the real kid. The little girl is more mature than the fucking mama. And this is what culture has done. This type of behavior and these type of actions are very common in the urban culture, in the urban community, where women want to wear the pants, where women want to get mad and angry and act big, bad, and tough. And they raise effeminate little boys. And they want to emasculate the men in the community to tell them it's okay to wear dresses and it's okay to be emotional and to cry. And then when the little boy, there was another story on the news I seen last week. 13-year-old girl told this 18-year-old boy that she didn't want to have sex with him. So what'd the boy do? He fucking shot her in the back. Now she's paralyzed from the chest down, all because he can't handle his emotions because more than likely his daddy wasn't in the house. He was raised by his mama in this fucking shitty culture. And he turned to be a fucking effeminate little bitch and he couldn't handle his emotions and she hurt his feelings. So now there's little boys out there in this community that don't know how to handle their emotions. They don't got that turn off button. You hurt their feelings, they're going to come try to fucking kill you. Just like the same way this mama don't know how to keep her shit under wraps. She don't know how to control her own emotions. That's what they teaching these little boys. That's what they teaching their daughters. That's what these women in these cultures are doing. When what they really fucking need, she needs to shut the fuck up. And she needs to invite that man back into the home. And she should have married him in the first place before she had a baby with him. And she should say, hey, you the man of this house. I'm going to know my role. I'm going to respect you. And more than likely, you could have had a nice fucking family. But now look what you've done. You stupid, silly ass bitch. Look what the fuck you've done now. Your actions and actions like this that are so common amongst others, they're ruining the entire community. They're ruining the family structure. Men cannot trust women in this fucking environment because women are going to constantly try to wear the pants and shit on the men and not respect them and not lift them up, not allow them to be the king, not allow them to play their fucking part and play their role because the women want to be the goddamn fucking boss. And I ain't for it. And I really ain't for this bitch hurting this little girl's feeling and chopping off her goddamn hair like the shit is okay. Like, oh yeah, you shouldn't have took my daughter to get it. Nah, bitch, shut the fuck up. Okay? Just sit down, shut the fuck up, and just allow your daughter to be happy. On a more positive note, man, let's keep this podcast rolling. Let's keep this shit moving forward. And let's get into our quote of the week. This week's quote comes in the form of the following. Life hands you lemons, make brownies. Everyone will wonder how the fuck you did it. Now, you know the real quote is, if life hands you if life hands you lemons, then you make lemonade. But this quote is a little bit different, you see. If life hands you lemons, make some brownies. And then everyone will wonder, how the fuck did you do it? That's what I'm all about, man. I want to keep people on their toes. I want to keep people guessing. I don't ever want people to be like, oh, I got him figured out. I know what he's about to do. I know what he's about to say. Because he's predictable. Be unpredictable. Do some shit that's really going to shock people. That's going to make people wonder, like, God damn, how he do that, though? How do you do that shit? That's what real legends are made of. Hey, I told you guys at the beginning of the show I was going to do something where I pass the mic to my boy Goat Milk. And it's going to be a new segment in the show where we pass the mic to Goat. And we're just going to let him rant or do what he does and just talk. And we're going to see if we're going to keep this segment on the show. See if you guys like Mr. Goat. See if you guys like my boy Goat Milk, otherwise known as the Funky Chicken. Some people call him the Funky Chick. And without further ado, man, the most anticipated man in podcasting history, the most anticipated legend and personality and character in all podcasting lore. let me introduce my boy, the man, the myth, the legend. There is none greater, Mr. Goat Milk. Goddamn, buddy, what are you doing? You fucking talk all the time before you pass me the mic. Just fucking pass the mic, Chambo. What are you doing? Now take your ass back out to the side. Go out there with the goats. No, cut their necks, drain the blood, hang them upside down. No problem. We drink the milk. You know how we do. Goat milk. Hey, what is you talking about? You talking about the quote of the week? I got my own quote of the week. Let me explain to you guys. It goes like this. Everybody listen to me. Can you hear my microphone? Good. It goes like this one. The more you learn, the less you fucking know. Can you hear that one? The more that you learn, the less that you know. The more information and knowledge that you obtain, you actually come to the realization that there is so much more that you don't know. So, as you study and you open up your mindy, and the more you learn, you will really truthfully start to learn, find all the holes in your knowledge. All the holes in your knowledge, like the holes in the lady's cooter. And you see, you will feed your intellect and you will read and research and to start to it will make you go into overdrive. Like the guy who does the arm wrestle championships. What's he called? Over the toppy with the fucking guy. Bull Hurley, you know the guy. It will make you go to overdrive because you will be so upset at all the time that you waste. All the years you've thrown it away, not studying, not listening. Then you will start to dive off the diving board like Greg Louganis, the greatest fag diver of all time. You will start diving deep into the information. It will make you feel like you have to catch up on lost time. And from that, my friend, you will fall in love with the process of obtaining and learning and wanting to have more knowledge to start enjoying the dive, like Greg Louganis again, when he dives into the man's cheeks, to figure out the truth, something that before you may have never cared about. So that is my quote, my friend. This guy, Chambo, he has his own quotes, but me, Goat Milk, the funky chick, I have my own quotes too. The more you learn, the less that you know. And you can take that to the bank, guys. You could take that one to the bank, buddy. Hey, what's the fucking podcast going on? I think I have my own podcasty, but no, Chambo invites on, so now I part of Logically Offensive Podcast. He going to pass the mic every now and again, and I'm going to get on here and spit the knowledge to you guys. So hopefully you like me. If you don't, oh well, suck my cocks. If you don't, oh well, suck my cocks. And that's just how it's going to be, buddy. Let me tell you guys something. I don't really like to delve into the politics. However, I will do it sometimes. The Democrats are in the big trouble. Their progressive snowflake liberal crybaby pussy shit ways are really starting to catch up to them, and it's going to be ultimately their undoing because they went after Trumpy. Now they're trying to get him impeached for like 3 years, knowing full well wouldn't pass in the Senate, wasting all of our time, taxpayers' dollars, hard-earned monies. And now they have produced the weakest presidential candidates of all time. Have you guys seen this shit? Have you guys taken a look at the Democrats? Candidates? These fucking guys is pathetic. Who do you got? You got the creepy Joe Biden who likes to have his legs rubbed in the swimming pool. You got the Bernie Sanders who wants to give everyone the free shit. And then who you got? The booty judge? The gayest guy of all time likes to kiss his husband on the stage just to show everyone, hey guys, look at me, I'm the gayest one. Nah, fuck these guys. His name is Booty Judge. He likes to judge the booties. These is the only guys that the Democrats bring to the table. It's no hope for the guys. Trumpy Trump all day 2020 is going to be a landslide, my friend. And let me ask you this one, guys. How is you going to call yourself the Christian guys? How is you going to call yourself the Christian guys? But then you vote for a guy or a homo guy who likes to have the gay sexies? When clearly in the Bibles it says don't do the things, don't have sex with the animals and the goats, and don't have the same sex with the guys. But you're gonna go for that one? How are you gonna be both? You can't be the Christian and the gay guys. So what is it, my friend? And you can't be the Christian guys and then vote for the guy who likes to kill the babies. So I don't understand it. Which one is it? How are you gonna say that you're the Democraties? How are you gonna be a Democraty and then be a Christian guy? It don't make the sense to the Goat Milk. So let me tell you guys, oh well, that's just the way the ball bounces. So now, with that being said, I got to get off the podcast. Me got to go outside and finish doing me jobby and doing me duty. I'm going to pass the mic back to my buddy, Chambo. Mr. Chambo, you can now finish our podcast. Hopefully, I will see you again next week. I love you guys. Hopefully, everyone likes me. And thank you very much for having me on the podcast. I love it. I like this mic that you got right here. It looks so sexy and so goody. And hopefully, my voice, I don't know if you guys can hear me out there. Hopefully, my voice sounds so sexy and so goody. And hopefully, if some single ladies will hear this, they might want to come hang out with Goat and maybe take Goat for date for next Valentine's Day. Anyways, with that being said, I'm going to hand the mic back to my boy Chambo, and I will see you guys soon. Well, that was interesting. That was my boy Goat Milk introducing himself to the world. First time on the Logically Offensive podcast. Once again, some people call him Goat, some people call him the Funky Chick or the Funky Chicken, and I just call him Goat Milk because that's my dog. We go way, way back, and I'm going to do this segment once a week probably where I just pass the mic to him and let him get loose. Let him get busy because that's what he does the fucking best. Dude, hey, I forgot about this. There's an article that I seen that I fucking loved. I seen this on Newsweek, and it said, the title of it is, Fewer Millennials Are Accepting the LGBTQ Movement. A new study finds. Let me read this to you guys. Young people have often been assumed to be progressive, especially when it comes to gay rights. But a new study reveals that acceptance of the LGBTQ psychos by adults 18 to 34 is falling. A new Harris poll commissioned by GLAAD found that 36% of respondents in that demographic reported they'd be very or somewhat uncomfortable learning that a family member was LGBTQ. That's up from the 29% who said the same thing last year. According to the 2019 Accelerating Acceptance Index, 39% would be unsettled by their child learning about LGBTQ history in school, compared to 30% in 2018. And finding out their doctor was LGBTQ made 34% uncomfortable, which was an uptick from the 27% of last year. So I just want to say, me fucking love the millennials now. Good job, guys. This is what I'm fucking talking about. Hey, this is what I'm talking about. When I talk about balance, when I talk about logic and shit balancing itself out, logic and reason, my friends, is what keeps the world going. Logic and reason is what keeps this world spinning and has for the history, the duration of our fucking planet. And it will continue to do that. So every time that you feel like these immoral psycho lunatics are just kind of like getting the upper hand and undoing the moral fabric of our society, and mental illness is becoming acceptable and proper behavior and all this wild shit, just remember, man, that shit always comes back around and it always balances itself out, because logic and reason in the end always fucking wins. So if you haven't heard this, go read this goddamn Newsweek article, which I fucking love. And shout out to the millennials who ain't bowing down to the rainbow mob and who are showing they have the ability to think for themselves and who aren't scared to stand up for what makes fucking sense. Shout out you guys, man. Shout out you guys, the real fucking progressives. The people who say, I'm not going to just believe what the fuck you tell me to believe. I'm not going to be scared to oppose your beliefs just because I know it's cancel culture and you're going to come after me and you're going to try to shut me down or silence me if I don't agree with you. Fuck you guys. We're the real progressives over here now. Shout out these millennials who are changing the fucking statistics. Let's keep this podcast rolling, man. Up next, we got our Would You Rather segment of the show, and I'm just going to read a couple that I found on this website, which I kind of found funny. The first one is, would you rather have 3 feet or 3 hands? First of all, Chambo don't want fucking 3 feet. What the fuck I'm going to do with 3 feet? If I have 3 feet, I can't even run, okay? I'm going to be all fucking weird. And it doesn't say if you have 3 feet, you're going to have 3 legs. So what am I have, 2 feet on 1 fucking foot? I'm going to have 2 feet on 1 leg? Nah, okay? Me not going to be walking around looking like a tardo. And then what you got to do? You got to buy 3 shoes, but shoes don't come in 3, so you got to buy 2 sets of shoes. And then what if it's on the left foot? Like, let's say you got 2 feet on the left side. So they're both going to curve in like 2 left feet, and then I got 1 right foot on the right. Just two hitters coming out the bottom of one side of my jeans and 1 hitter coming out the other side. You think I'm going to be getting any dates like this? Nah, ain't going to happen. Anybody with 3 feet, you fucked. So, I'm cool off the 3 feet, bro. But with the 3 hands... Now, that might not be such a bad thing, because think about it. Jiu-jitsu, now I can grab lapel. Now I can grab collar. Now I could grab pants. Now I could grab sleeves. All kind of different variations. Just think about the unlimited possibilities with 3 hands. Definitely would go with 3 hands, man. Don't really want either, because it's going to be looking like a tardo either way. But just saying, if I got to go with one or the other, I'm definitely going 3 hands. Up next, we got, would you rather have all your shirts be 2 sizes too big, or would you rather have your shirts be one size too small? Look, man, it's not 2001, okay? You're not Allen Iverson. You don't play in the NBA. It's not the bling bling culture. You're not wearing white tees down to your knees. You feel me? You're not wearing the white tees no more down to your knees. That time has come and that time has gone. Thank you, Jesus. So definitely not going with the shirts that are too big. That looks like a fucking woman wearing a dress or a nightgown to bed. That's the only time it serves any purposes. When your chick comes over and wants to stay the night, she says, can I wear one of your t-shirts? You say, here, baby, you throw her one of them big t-shirts. Then she ain't got to wear no panties. And then she could just go to bed and feel nice and comfy with one of your big ass t-shirts and feel like you's the man. But if I got to wear a t-shirt, bro, if it's got to be too big or too small, I'm going with the one that's too small every fucking time, because your boy's a beast. Because your boy is a genetic freak. And I want to show it off, okay? If you have a Lamborghini, do you leave that bitch parked in the garage, or do you take that bitch out? You take that bitch out. So I want to have a shirt on that is a little bit form-fitting, that fits a little bit snuggy-duggy around the pipes, around the guns. Welcome to the gun show. So I can show the chicks what I'm working with. And that's just what it is. I want them to know that I got these hitters. I want them to know and see these fucking pythons. Definitely going with the one size too small. Yeah. Up next, we got, would you rather lose your sense of taste or your sense of smell? I think this one's pretty fucking stupid. Who the fuck really gives a shit about smelling anyways? The only time you smell some shit or you really notice it is if it's something bad. Like you walk into the bathroom, you're like, oh, this smells terrible. This smells like shit. So if you lost your sense of smell, hey, ain't so bad no more. You don't even got to deal with that. It just don't even exist. But if you lost your sense of taste, bro, you can't taste your food anymore. You can't chew gum and taste the gum anymore. I'm cool off of that, man. I got to taste my fucking food. So I will give up the smell of flowers or the smell of fucking shit in me toilets. Would you rather be able to whisper, or would you rather only be able to shout? Well, I don't know about this one, because both of these fucking suck. I like whispering because I don't like people knowing my business all the time. I'm kind of a quiet kind of guy sometimes. I'm kind of a reserved kind of guy sometimes. You might not know it from listening to the podcast, but oftentimes I like to leave a little bit of mystery to myself. I don't like people knowing all my fucking business all the time. It don't all need to be out there, okay? But also, the other side of that, the other side of that coin is your boy likes to be a little bit loud and a little bit ratchet sometimes, because your boy's a little bit greasy. Your boy, let's just keep it funky. Your boy's a little bit greasy sometimes. So I like to shout it out, and I like to be heard, and I like to, get on my alpha male shit at times. So which one would I rather lose? Which one would I rather be able to do? Whisper only or shout only? That's tough, man. I think if I had to pick and it really came down to it, I would probably rather choose only be able to whisper. Because if you only be able to shout, man, you're not keeping anything from anybody. Everybody knows all your business all the time. The last one is also very tough. Would you rather live your entire life without being able to watch TV, or would you rather live your entire life without being able to listen to music? And I'm going to say I'm a TV guy. I like to watch TV. Some people won't admit it. Some people, they get on that popular shit. They be like, I don't like to watch. I haven't watched TV in 6 years. Bullfucking shit. Yes, you have. Everybody watches TV, including your boy Chambo. I'm just not afraid to admit it. I'm not afraid to admit that I sit on the couch and watch my favorite shows, my favorite episodes, and that's just what it is. I'm a TV type of guy. I'm also a fucking music type of guy. I love music, and I love how it makes me feel. If I had to live without one of these two things, I would fucking possibly just off myself. I would possibly just drive to San Francisco, Golden Gate Bridge, and off myself. Nah, man, but if I had to pick, I'm definitely probably going to go with music, because I could probably give up TV even though I don't want to. I could probably give it up and my life would be okay. But if I had to give up music, man, I don't know. It just does something to me, man, deep down in my spirit. You know how music just makes you feel some kind of way deep down in your soul, and sometimes you just need to hear it. And it's so many different varieties and kinds of music. There's different type of TV shows too, of course, but they don't really hit you deep down and hit you deep down in your soul like the music hitters do. Music just makes you feel some kind of way, man. It just moves you a little more. At least me. It just moves me a little more than TV does. So I love both, but if I had to get rid of one, unfortunately, I don't want to say it, but I'm going to have to say, see you later to the old televisor. Is that how you say it in Spanish? Televisor? See you later to the old televisor. I'm gonna roll with my music. Gotta have me music on deck, ready to keep it funky and ready to keep your boy spirits up and keep me live and popping. Where we at, bro? We're at 50 minutes, and this has been Logically Offensive, the podcast. If you forgot, episode number fucking 28, dude. We're getting this shit popping. We got our philosophy corner of the week, and then we're going to get into our parting words. This week's philosophy corner, very important topic. And what I started doing on YouTube, I started recording these videos where I talk about theistic essentialism and theistic essentialists, what we believe in, just different questions that people ask me, so that way they get a feel for what it's all about. And one of the things that people ask me is, what do theistic essentialists believe as far as heaven? You know, what is the afterlife like? What do you believe the afterlife is like? What is heaven like? What is hell like, etc.? So what I did was I made a video about it and I put it up on YouTube. So if you haven't seen it, go check that out. Otherwise, listen to it right here. I'm going to play that clip for you right now, so you have an understanding and a good idea of what I'm talking about when I say theistic essentialists believe in the afterlife, and this is what we believe.
So a lot of people ask me, what is the theistic essentialist version of the afterlife in heaven? So I tried to write down some of my thoughts, just so you guys have an idea of where we stand and what we feel about the afterlife in heaven. Heaven must necessarily be subjective, meaning it's not just one big objective place or city or kingdom that all good people get to go to. How do we prove this? We prove this by sound logic and valid reasoning. Let me explain. By first describing what heaven must be. Heaven must necessarily be the GCP, or greatest conceivable place. This includes, but is not limited to, being the place where an individual feels unlimited comfort, safety, love, contentment, and happiness. Where an individual has no sorrow, sadness, resentment, bitterness, depression, anger, or jealousy. Where an individual feels unimaginable peace and yearns for nothing. The reason for this is because if heaven were not the GCP, and was not 100% complete perfection, then it would simply be an extension of earth. For example, if a person were able to look down from heaven, let's say, and they were able to look down on earth, they may see something that they might not like, such as a child being abused, which would depress them or sadden them, and they wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Even if they were able to do something about it, negative emotions would enter into their everyday life, and it would be part of their being, such as it is here on earth. And people would want to end it, or they would want to basically escape from it. But heaven is eternal, therefore it must be eternal bliss. So how do we know heaven must be subjective places for each individual and completely tailored to one's own idea of perfection? Let's take a look at something really quick, like dogs, for example. For some people, dogs are an essential aspect of their being, bringing them joy and happiness and comfort. For others, dogs may bring forth anxiety or stress, or even in some cases, downright be terrifying. So should dogs be in heaven? The answer lies somewhere in the middle. Dogs should be in some people's heaven and not in others. So we can really plug an unlimited number of values in for dogs to continue this thought, such as color, textures, landscapes, weather, etc. The list is endless and proves heaven must necessarily be subjective and tailored to each individual. That means you'll be having your own heaven while I'm having my own heaven. Here's the kicker. We can both be in each other's heaven while still having our own. Similar to how dreams work. Your wife may be having a dream, for example, the two of you on a beach in the Caribbean, and to her, you're with her in her dream. All the while, you're having your own dream where the two of you are hiking in the Sierra Nevada mountains. So what about hell? Hell is not as well known, although we do know some things about it. For example, because God is righteous and fair, he will decide what your punishment is. What that punishment will be is unclear, although we know it necessarily must fit the crime. So the level of punishment and the length of the punishment will also be subjective. You may be asking, length? I thought hell was eternal damnation. The answer is no. It's not eternal damnation. That is false theology. One cannot be eternally punished for a finite crime. Therefore, all punishment will ultimately have some duration and come to a close. At which point you will have paid your debt and you will enter into eternal bliss. I'm sorry if it's getting dark, man. I'm sitting in my car and all I got's the light on anyway. So who will be in your heaven? The answer is everyone who would make your heaven the GCP as previously defined, and in the state, form, and age that is most appealing to you. God will decide this as he is all-knowing, therefore he already knows what your GCP consists of. Remember, everything goes back to the definition of the GCP. So, for example, you wouldn't see your grandmother in heaven as a sick old version of herself dying in a hospital bed. You would more likely see her as a version of herself that you remembered years earlier, planting flowers in a garden or telling you stories. The question most people ask at this point is, if I'm having my own heaven, how can I be in someone else's heaven and vice versa? This question is fairly simple once you really think about it. It's similar again to how dreams work. I can be in your dream even though I'm over here having my own dream. The truth is there are many different versions of yourself, all equally and objectively real, and dependent on other people's perceptions of you. A you that walks the same, would respond to things the same, has the same touch as you, has the same voice as you, and has the same look in his eye. They are all you, none more real than the other. The truth is that you are already in many people's dreams right now.
In many people's heavens, I meant to say.
One last point about heaven and the afterlife is that it will be completely void of sin or the desire to do that which aligns itself against God's nature or is contrary to God's righteous standard. So that's just a quick version, man. That's just a quick explanation of theistic essentialism, our view on the afterlife and our view on heaven and hell, etc. If you have any questions, man, feel free to hit me up.
So yeah, man, what I was saying right there, kind of talked over myself, was you're already in people's heavens and you don't even know it. So right now, for example, your grandmother may be in heaven, or your great-grandmother, great-grandfather may be in heaven, and you are already in their heaven and you don't even know it. So a version of yourself is already up there with them, interacting with them, etc., and giving them the ability to achieve their GCP, which is, again, their greatest conceivable place, which, again, heaven must necessarily be. And that is what it is, man. Let's end this show off. We're at almost 57 minutes. So this has been a good show. I love you guys, man. Let's get into our parting words. I don't even know what my parting words are going to be. Parting words. Let's see. I'd like to say this. I love all you guys, man. I want to see everybody win. I want to see everybody I want to see everybody be successful and achieve their dreams. I lost a guy that I know this week. His name was Perry Burden, and I used to train jiu-jitsu with him. I used to live in an apartment complex called Mariners Point with him. And our kids went to the same school, Manlio Silva in Stockton. So we used to see each other when we pick our kids up from school all the time. For a period of time, we went to the same church. I attended the church that him and his family went to. He was married. I think he had 4 kids. Great fucking guy, man. I mean, all around solid dude. Always smiling, always happy, bringing a smile to people's face. And he was one of those guys, you see him out in public, and there's some kind of people that, like, you can tell they try to avoid you, or you might, like, not want to talk to them if you see him in a grocery store or some shit, just because you might be busy, or you might not want to sit and talk for a minute. He always would make a point to say hi and hello, but it never would be awkward. He would just always come up, brighten your day, say hello, how you doing, man, what's up, and it just be quick and just brighten your day, man. He always had the biggest smile, man. And on top of that, man, he was the best family man, the best dad. I mean, if you've seen this guy with his kids, anyone who ever seen this guy with his kids, and I'm similar, man. I love my kids to death. He loved his kids and his babies to death, man, to the moon and back. And that was evident just by seeing him interact and seeing him play with his kids and the way he would talk about them online. And the same goes for his wife, dude. His wife, Chandy, or Shandy, I'm not sure how you pronounce it, but he loved her to death, man. He loved her more than anything, and it was so refreshing to see a man who wasn't afraid to post pictures of him and his wife and him and his girl, or him and his kids up online, and just being proud of that, and just being proud to be the man of his family, and to show him off, to the world and say, look, this is my wife. I love her. Isn't she beautiful? And always talking about how great she was, and just a terrific all-around guy. And now on top of all this, dude, what I'm saying to you, on top of all this, he was tough as shit. I mean, he had no quit in him. I told you we used to train jiu-jitsu together, so he had no quit in him, dude. He would fucking go and go and go. He was tough. He would never back down. He was the type of guy that, if some shit hit the fan, you knew that Perry would throw down. He wasn't scared. He wouldn't back down to shit. So he always had that little element and aspect to him too. So just all-around great guy. Unfortunately, we lost him the other day to a drunk driver, and he was on Valentine's Day. He was taking his kids to school. His wife was in a vehicle behind him and his son. Him and his son were in a vehicle in front, and his wife and his other children were in a vehicle following right behind them. They were on a 2-lane highway in Stockton, or just outside of Stockton, and a big rig who was operated by a drunk driver went across the 2 center lines and crashed into Perry. killing him instantly. His son had to be airlifted to the hospital, and then the big rig, after hitting Perry's vehicle, hit his wife and his kids, the rest of his children's vehicle. I believe at this point they're all okay. And I believe that the oldest son who was with Perry in his car is also recovering. So, man, just a tough situation whenever we lose someone like this, whenever we lose anybody, man. So I just want to say, keep him in your thoughts, keep his family in your thoughts. And he's just a great guy. So I wanted to take the time out to show him love on this podcast and just not let his memory be forgotten. His children are now going to have to grow up not knowing their daddy. They're going to grow up and have experiences and life memories where his daughters are going to get married, and, they're going to grow up and get jobs or go to college or this or that. And Shandy's going to have to, continue to live her life. And it's just a fucking shitty situation all the way around. But I just want everybody to know, man, I got love for Perry Burden forever, man. So, and again, Shandy, whoever else is listening to this shit, if you've lost someone that you love, that you care about, do not forget you are going to see them soon. God necessarily and essentially will not allow you to fall in love with someone and then rip them away from you or have them ripped away from you to then never see them again. That would be the ultimate form of torture, and God necessarily has to be righteous and fair and loving. So you will be reunited with these people in heaven. So this is just a temporary thing, man. You will see them again, and you can count on that. I promise you. So I love you guys, man. It's been episode number 28, Logically Offensive, the podcast. Tune in. Tell your family about us. Tell your friends about us. Check us out, man. I know we keep it live, we keep it ratchet, but we also talk about some real life shit. So it is what it is, bro. Follow me on YouTube. Follow me on Instagram. Tag us in all your shit, and we will see you next week. Every Sunday night, new podcast episodes dropping. It's been real. It's been fun, man, and I'll see you guys soon. I love you, bro. I love all my kids too. Just want to let you know, Jakari, London, Cannon, Jaylen, Taylor. I love all you guys, and I will see you soon, bro. I'm out of here. Peace.